Get the latest on what's going on this earnings season, meets, beats, and more in Zach's Earnings Scorecard.
We're going to see just how bright the solar stocks are this earnings season. Eric Dutram here is checking them out for us. He's going to tell us how they measure up, how they score, what they're doing with reporting, and if they've reported already. You know, all that stuff that you normally talk about.
That's right. So the solar space, kind of a cloudy outlook for this sector right now. Bottom 45% industry rank, and the space hasn't really taken off as of late, despite some movement back in a lot of other energy-related names. So a lot of questions for solar coming into this earnings season. Fortunately, we do have 4 companies reporting this week that should help to set the trend for us. First up, we get JA Solar. This company is a Zacks rank 3. It does have an A for its VGM score. It was just in sell territory, so it's finally moved back up into this hold range. So that's one good sign for the company. But if we look to the chart right here, we can see that shares really haven't done anything for quite some time here. They've been stuck in this narrow range between 12 and this single-digit area right here. And it doesn't help that the company hasn't really put anything out in terms of earnings estimate growth. We can see the 2016 and 2017 metrics are basically the same here for coming into this report. That's never really what you want to see. Doesn't suggest any growth is going to happen for this company. Mm-hmm. So there's probably better choices out there for investors when it comes to companies in the solar space this earnings season.
And then the next one is Canadian Solar?
Yeah, Canadian Solar. You don't really think of Canada and solar probably in the same sentence, but this company has a somewhat similar track record to JA Solar. It does report before the bell on the 18th. The company does have a Zacks rank 4, though, so it is in sell territory. Once again, though, positive VGM score of A. One thing to note for this company, though, is its very negative earnings ESP, negative 15%. And if we look to the chart right here, we can see why it does have such a negative earnings ESP. Earnings estimates have really been plunging here for this name, both for 2016 and 2017. And this is just despite a solid history of earnings beats over the last 6 quarters or so. So there's definitely other choices out there in the solar world that are looking better than this Canadian solar company.
Yeah, like this next one that you're coming up with here.
Well, I don't know if I'm coming up with it, but it's JKS is the symbol here. Mm-hmm. This company also reports on the 18th. Once again, this does have an A for its VGM score, so it seems like solar does have very promising fundamentals, but they're really not seeing anything in terms of the Zacks rank 3 for this one as well. And if we look to the chart here, we can see some similarities. It's still stuck in this narrow range, but we can see some lift in terms of estimates for 2017. So there is a little bit of promise for this name, but it does have a negative earnings ESP of about 6.8%. So once again, there's just not a whole lot to like about this company going into the earnings report, at least if you're a long investor.
And then how sunny is the picture on Trina Solar?
Trina Solar is arguably the one of the worst positioned ahead of earnings. And that's because it has a negative 50% earnings ESP. It does have a Zacks rank 3. But if we look to the chart right here, we can see why this one isn't looking very favorable. And that's because this blue line right here is the 2016 earnings estimates, but then 2017 is actually coming in below that. So unlike a lot of the other companies that we saw, TSL is actually expected to have negative earnings growth here for the next coming year. So. Mm-hmm. That's definitely a sign you don't want to see if you're an investor, and that's why this whole space really has this bottom 45% industry rank, and why investors really might want to look elsewhere, at least until some of these companies can show a little bit more promise in terms of earnings growth.
All right. Do you own any of these?
Do not.
All right. If you're looking elsewhere, that means other sectors, I would presume. That's what Eric meant. Then you can always look on Zacks.com for information on companies in other sectors, not only during earnings season, but all year long. Zacks.com is the place to go to check that out. Link to it all off the homepage with Eric. I'm Terry Ruffalo.